Tales of old and stories bold, secrets waiting to be heard. Adventures start with every turn. Welcome to Tales of the Beard. Tales of old and stories bold, secrets waiting to be heard. Adventures start with every turn. Welcome to Tales of the Beard.
Good evening, good day, listeners. Welcome to another thrilling installment of Tales of the Beard. Tonight, we delve into a story shrouded in mystery, one that has been whispered about for decades, but seldom spoke of aloud. It's a tale that comes to us from a foggy little area in the foggy streets of Augensburg. A story of just an incredibly interesting figure only known as the Phantom Barber. So sit back, relax, and let the story unfold. It was a dark, stormy night in the small town of Augensburg, the kind of night where shadows seemed to stretch just a little bit longer, and every creak of an old house felt like an echo from the past. The streets were eerily quiet, except for the occasional gust of wind rattling the shutters and the distant rumble of thunder. In the heart of Augensburg, at the end of a narrow, winding street, stood an old barber shop. Its sign, once bright and welcoming, had long since faded to a ghostly white, and the windows were grimy with age. This was Decker's barber shop, a place that had been closed for years, but was still remembered fondly by the townsfolk. Some said it was haunted, others claimed it was cursed. Tonight, however, it was neither. It was simply waiting. The shop's last known owner, Harold Decker, had vanished without a trace one fateful evening. His disappearance was never solved, and the shop was boarded up. Over the years, the place became a subject of local legend, with the story of the Phantom Barber becoming the stuff of old whispers and even older wives' tales. On this particular night, it was stormy, and a young reporter named Ella Bennett found herself drawn to the old barber shop. She was determined to uncover the truth behind the legends that intrigued her since she was a child. Armed with nothing but her notebook, a flashlight, and an old camera, Ella stepped into the dusty shop, the door creaking ominously right behind her. As she carefully made her way through the darkened interior, the air was thick with the smell of mildew and old leather. Her flashlight beamed and it danced across the old barber chairs, each one covered in a thick layer of dust. The mirrors, once polished to shine, were now speckled with grime. Ella moved cautiously, her heart racing with both excitement and nervousness. She'd heard the stories about the Phantom Barber, a spectacle figure said to appear on stormy nights, wielding a pair of gleaming scissors and a razor so sharp that it could cut through the veil between worlds. But she wasn't one for superstitious kind of acts. She was a journalist. She was seeking the truth, no matter how elusive. Just as Ella was about to give up and head home, a strange noise caught her attention. It was a soft, rhythmic clicking sound, like the snipping of scissors. Her flashlight flickered, and she turned sharply towards the source of the noise. It was coming from the back room, where the old barber's chair stood against a dusty wall. She took a deep breath and pushed open the door to the back room. The clicking sound grew louder. Her flashlight revealed a figure hunched over the barber's chair, scissors in hand, working with a meticulous precision. The figure was cloaked in a shadow, but there was something distinctly otherworldly about it. Ella's breath caught right in her throat as she took a hesitant step forward. The figure turned slowly, revealing a face that seemed both familiar and foreign. An old man with a deep-set gaze, his features etched with the wisdom and weariness of 100 years. The Phantom Barber, as Ella would come to know him, spoke in a voice that was both raspy and smooth, like the rustling of autumn leaves. "Welcome," he said. "You've come seeking answers, haven't you?" Ella nodded, her voice barely a whisper. "Yes, I want to know the truth. What happened to Harold Decker? Why are you here?" The Phantom Barber's gaze softened. Harold Decker was a good man, but he was cursed with a gift. He could cut hair so well that it seemed to transform people, but his gift came at a cost. It drew the wrong kind of attention, and one night, he vanished. Ella's eyes widened. "Vanished? What do you mean?" The Phantom Barber sighed. The power of his craft attracted the darkness. "I was once a friend of Harold's, and when he disappeared, I was left to guard this place. The scissors I have are not merely tools, but they're actually keys to the realm beyond." As the storm raged outside, the Phantom Barber revealed this tale. He had been tasked with ensuring that Harold's gift did not fall into the wrong hands. The barber shop was a bridge between worlds, and every stormy night, the Phantom Barber was forced to guard it, ensuring that no one would use Harold's power for ill. Ella listened intently, her fear giving way to understanding. She realized that the Phantom Barber was not a harbinger of doom, but a protector of a sacred duty. She also understood that Harold's disappearance was a consequence of his own powers being misused. As dawn began to break and the storm subsided, the Phantom Barber's figure began to fade. "Remember," he said softly, "sometimes the most profound truths are found in the darkest places, and sometimes the most feared beings are the ones who are merely misunderstood." Ella emerged from the barber shop with a newfound respect for the legends that she had grown up with. The story of the Phantom Barber was no longer just a tale to frighten children, but a reminder of the thin line between the light and the darkness, and the responsibilities that come with power. The old barber shop of Augensburg was never opened again, but its legend lived on, and the Phantom Barber's story was shared by those who knew the truth. As for Ella, she wrote a piece that would become the cornerstone of her career. A story of courage, mystery, and the unseen forces that shape our world. And so, dear listeners, as we end tonight's tale, remember that sometimes the shadows hide more than just darkness. They reveal the light that can guide us through our fears. Until next time, keep your wits about you, and always be ready for the unexpected. This has been Tales of the Beard. Good night.